Hello and welcome to an episode of Victoria 3 A to Z. Today we are going back to this region and we are playing Burundi. To be honest, I'm kind of getting tired of this. It's like the 5th video I'm making about this place. I just want to go and play somewhere else. So I think I'll start with some colonization, so then I can start colonizing this state and make my way to Oman. And maybe then I'll be able to leave this region behind for good. But for that we'll need a bigger army. And let's also use my authority to get some decrees. And a bunch of taxes, why not? Okay, that looks good enough. And let's make sure we don't forget about the Europeans. Let's improve with them, just in case. And also the graphics here are kind of bugged, Paradox. Oh well, I'm sure they're gonna fix that in the next update. And speaking of which, it was recently delayed. It was supposed to be released on the 6th of May. But now it got pushed all the way to the 22nd of June if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they are really trying to make Sphere of Influence the perfect release. But from what I saw in the dev diaries, the wait will probably be worth it. That update will completely change Victoria 3 as we know it today. But for now, we are still playing Burundi. And I think I'll try to annex this country right now. And the leader of the landowners is a Democrat. So that means we can get some appointed bureaucrats pretty easily. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like seeing me playing this region over and over again. And also because I'm planning to do something special at 10,000 subscribers. So maybe you can speed that up. Appointed bureaucrats have been enacted, and also those guys didn't really stand a chance. Now I guess I'll build some more logging camps. I don't really have a lot of options. Getting colonization is really taking a while. Thankfully I have the power of editing. And we got it, just like that. Now we'll also have to pass the law for frontier colonization. As for research, I think it's time to go for some stock exchange. And then I'll probably go into the military side of things. And we also unlocked manufactories. So that means we can get a bunch of cool things like tooling workshops, and textiles, and furniture, and maybe even a little bit of paper. And there we go, the law passed without any kind of opposition. So now I should be able to start colonizing Tanganyika. And usually you would have this malaria penalty, which really slows down your colony growth speed. But that only applies to non-homeland states. And because our primary culture is Rundi, and this state actually has a Rundi homeland, that means you don't get any of the penalties. However, we are still moving pretty slow because we don't have a lot of population. But I guess we can go a bit faster by increasing the institution. Now at this point I kind of also want to get some core laws. So for that we'll have to increase the price of grain. Okay, there we go. And core laws triggered. That was pretty easy. And I kinda want to go ahead and annex Rwanda at this point. Although Buganda will probably join against me. But to be honest, at this point I think I can probably beat both of them. I really hope we can do this. We just really need to hold them back, to be honest. And we are doing a pretty good job at that. And we also got the modern conservative. You will become the leader of the landowners. And now we can abolish serfdom. Now we can actually end this war. That was actually pretty tough, a lot of people died, but I guess it was worth it. And the landowners really want to get local police force. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Popular playwright endorses reform. So for 5 years we can get 20 prestige. That will make us a regional power. But like I said, only for 5 years. Homesteading was enacted, now we can go for interventionism. And I also think I can afford my first construction sector. Now we have interventionism as well. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, France just became a Catholic theocracy. That's one of the coolest flags I've seen in my entire life. It's just beautiful. Stock exchange unlocked. You know what that means? That means it's time for some free trade. Yes, we're going from isolationism straight to free trade. And now we can also establish our first couple mines. British investment. Okay, sure, why not? That could be pretty cool. And I noticed something weird about Hausa. So if I go to Hausa in Eritrea and I try to conquer it, there is a very small 14% chance that they just accept. So yeah, I guess I might try this. If they say yes, we get a new state. And if they say no, we'll just white peace with them. And of course they said no. But they're also very fearful of me. Okay, so maybe let's mobilize my army, let's make myself look really scary. And then let's add some other war girls and then maybe I'll make them back down. Ah no, they actually want to fight. Okay, well we tried. Let's demobilize the army and let's just wait until we can white peace with them. In the meanwhile, we also got free trade. Yeah, our country is looking a lot better. Now let me try to get the devoting government. And I can't get religious schools because I don't have the technology required. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. So I don't really think I can go for any other laws I want. Yeah, we're not doing too well at this point. Oh no, and the French are having a civil war. The theocracy might get overthrown. I really hope that doesn't happen. And this revolt is an enlightened despotate. They're a technocracy. Okay, that's pretty weird as well, I guess. Okay, let's also end this war with Hausa. Military drill, that means you can get a professional army, right? Yeah, okay, let's do it. For an obligation, I can get an alliance with Harar. Now that would be really interesting. I might be able to use them for something. And we just enacted a professional army. Okay, now seems like if I attack this guy in Somalia, Harar is actually willing to help me. Let's try this out. Okay, let's call them in. And Shewa Shewa actually joins against us. Well, that might create some problems. Especially because I can't send any troops here, I can't help them in any way. So okay, Harar, I guess you'll have to fight this war for me. Come on, Harar, you can do it, you can kill those guys. But you can't really hold against Shewa, seems like. That is a bit of a problem. Okay, there we go, those guys capitulated. And we got this state, we actually got out of this region. But Harar is really gonna lose, seems like. Okay, we got peace. And Shewa is now absolutely huge. And Harar became really tiny. But at least we got a little bit of Somaliland right here. But yeah, this state will not help us whatsoever because it's completely isolated. But it's pretty cool to have. Now it's safe to say Harar will probably not help us in any other war. And we also unlocked line infantry. Although it might be a little bit too early for that. I think now it's time to slowly move towards railways. Okay, actually, you know what? We're making a lot of money. So let's try to upgrade to line infantry. Let's see how this goes. And now we can also go for some religious schools. Now as you can see, our colony is still growing and we're slowly making our way to Oman. But unfortunately, Oman managed to get an alliance with the British East India Company, which for some reason in this game did not become the British Raj. They retained a high degree of autonomy. And I don't really know how. That usually never happens. Okay, and it seems like the British just got Q9. And now they are really colonizing everywhere. I really hope they don't cut us off though. At least we managed to get religious schools, I guess. And we'll need some more government administrations. Now I'm wondering, since we are technically connected to Britain, can we do some trade with them? Yes, we can actually. That's amazing, to be honest. I did not expect that. I established a bunch of trade routes so that I can get a trade agreement with them. This will slowly improve our relations with them above 50. And I did that because by the looks of it, they're actually gonna cut me off from getting to Oman. Now we could try to ban slavery. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if the landowners will get mad. But I think I have an idea of what we can do. I have a unit stationed in Somalia, but the rest of my army is right here in Burundi. However, if I disband them, all those units should go right here. And now I have my entire army in Somalia. So that means I can probably continue my conquest in this region. Although I'm not too sure they will get supplied. And then all I need to do is to build another unit in Burundi. That will create a new army right here. If I want, I can disband this one in Ethiopia and it will go back to Burundi. So this way I can basically move my armies between those two regions by just disbanding them. That's probably not quite what the devs had in mind. Now the landowners are getting mad because we're banning slavery. So I think I'll stop this just because I have no idea what will happen in this situation if I have a civil war. I mean, if they start a civil war right here, would my capital move to Somalia? If so, it will be pretty interesting, but no, I don't think I'll do that. Although it is tempting. Anyway, let's just continue the Somali conquest. Let's also get a military shipyard in this region. Okay, there we go, we conquered all of Somalia. Now what I really want to do is to join the British market in order to connect my two states. But the British just don't want to let me do that. Okay, they changed their mind for some reason. I think that's because now they are pursuing economic imperialism. Well anyway, I don't really care, get me in that market. Oh, finally, there we go. Now we finally connected our two states. And now since we're in the British market, we can actually use better production methods. Since we have a ton of different resources. Man, that's just amazing. Just look at that line go up. So for revolution purposes, I think I might want to get another state other than those two. And I'm thinking about Aus and Eritrea. Although Tigray will probably join against me. Ah, well, it doesn't matter. This time Ausa were actually gonna take this. And actually nobody joined. So that's pretty cool. Now what I actually want to do is to build a bit of a navy. Let's get like 5 ships. That should be enough. I really want to start expanding into other regions. And the navy will be crucial for that. So now since we have this little state right here, we can incorporate it. And now if a revolution will start, it will start only here. Since this one is not incorporated and this one is our capital. But we'll have to wait 5 years for that. We got 2 flotillas which are ready to fight. So I was thinking there are some pretty weak people in Arabia I could attack. Like for example Mahra. Let's conquer them. And wait, what? I actually have a border with them. Well then this is completely useless. And those guys just decided they also want to conquer Mahra. Yeah, no, they just backed down to me. Oh well, now let's actually put the navy to some good use by attacking Bahrain. And they capitulated. Now we can build even more flotillas in their states. And maybe we should go ahead and conquer those people in Yemen as well. I don't see why not. Now for the internal politics, I think I might form this government. That's because this allows me to get landed voting. Finally, we'll be able to become a democracy. Now I think I can actually conquer some countries in Indonesia. More specifically, I want to go for Kutai. Although there is a chance the East Indies will join. I just hope that doesn't happen. Okay, thankfully nobody joined. So let's do this huge naval invasion on them. I don't think they can stop us with their irregular infantry. Reforms at gunpoint. Seems like waiting and not banning slavery was actually worth it in the end. Cause now we can ban it without the landowners being mad. There we go. Okay, they might be a little mad, but they're not gonna revolt. Let's also go for Bulunga. They don't have any units at this point. Oh wait, what? They back down. Okay, that's fine I guess. Although I'll have to go to war with them again. Well then, let's go for Brunei I guess. And we finally got railways unlocked. That means we can actually go ahead and fix all the infrastructure problems. We have quite a lot of them. And now I think I'll focus on the society a little bit. Now I guess we can conquer Sintang as well. Okay, now we conquered basically all the independent countries in Borneo. So let's move to Sumatra. let's go for Aceh, and let's hope this time nobody joins. Although the East Indies is belligerent towards me, so that could end up pretty bad. And democracy is here, and thankfully nobody seems to join this war. Okay, looks like Borneo has gold everywhere, and also rubber. We'll have to build up that gold. Now I guess Sayek can also get annexed. Although we're accumulating a lot of infamy right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, and the UK is gonna annex Madagascar. Okay, that's fine I guess. Now I think I might chill for a little bit. That infamy is not looking too well. And I also have to deal with the infrastructure. And let's make sure we're incorporating all of our states. Now I kinda want per capita taxation, although the landowners will get radicalized. I don't really care. I don't mind fighting a civil war against them. Oh, and actually they might not even rise up. Okay, that's pretty cool. There we have it. Per capita taxation was enacted. Now I could either go for racial segregation or try my chance at cultural exclusion. It's only 3%, but okay, let's do it. We might be able to get this. We got the Red Scare already. Yeah, we have Communist East Africa. Okay, so now my infamy has mostly gone away. So I think it's time to look into some other places I should expand. And I'm thinking about this region of southern Pakistan, specifically Makaran. I don't think anybody will join against me if I do this. The landowners are plotting a coup, and we also have a huge succession in Borneo. Okay, we can make peace with everyone eventually. And Britain is invading Persia. Also the French have conquered Sindh. Yeah, I'm not the only one who's expanding in this region. And we also got skirmish infantry unlocked. Yeah, Britain took quite a big bite of Persia. Well anyway, let's go expand in some other regions, such as those 3 nations in Malaya. Let's attack all of them. And of all people, the British East India Company joins against me. Well, they are also at war with Nepal at this point. And the coup went away, so yeah, I think I can manage the war with India. And unfortunately, the cultural exclusion failed. However, the war will be won, so let's go for dedicated police force instead. And I'm not too sure I can keep going into Malaya, since those guys are a British protectorate, and those guys have defensive pacts with everyone, basically. So yeah, that's pretty bad for us. Well, instead we could go for Kalat, for example. I don't think anybody will join against us in this case. And this will probably be quite a big war as well. And also we're getting a succession right now in this place. That's some horrible timing. And also Afghanistan joined Kalat. But you know what, it's fine, I can beat everyone. Or maybe not actually, they have a lot of units. Yeah, I might take a defensive approach. And it doesn't seem to really work. At least we got dedicated police force, and that uprising was put down. But it doesn't really seem like we can do anything about those guys, they just have way too many units. We're going in the negatives, that's never a good sign. Yeah, unfortunately I don't think I have any way to beat them. I think I might have to capitulate and give them war reps. I should have known the moment Afghanistan joined that this is not gonna end well. Or at least we managed to unlock our first company. And I think I'll go for the gold company. And yeah, let's also try to go for racial segregation. Okay, now this one we actually got. However, we are still discriminating against a bunch of people. And I guess now we can try to enact migration controls. Now as you can see, Zanzibar actually became independent from Oman. So that means we can try to conquer them. Although Gaza might get involved. But to be honest, I don't really care about them too much. So let's start this. Actually is the one who sides against me. Thankfully they can't really send troops anywhere. Now let's see if our invasion is actually successful or not. And maybe at this point I should actually switch to skirmish infantry. Perhaps it will be a good idea. And right now it seems like they are holding us back. But it's fine, if this invasion fails I'll try another one. And now we actually got migration controls. And we're actually getting a couple people in Burundi. And the war against Zanzibar is over. Now let's make sure we incorporate them. I think I'm gonna pass Porlos next. Now the one thing I really want to do right now is to take my revenge on Kalat. Let's conquer them. This time I got skirmish infantry and Afghanistan became a Russian dominion. So they will not help them in this war. Oh, now there is no one to protect you anymore. So you don't stand a chance. There we go, they capitulated. Now that's much better. Now I was thinking about expanding more in Arabia. In places like Nejd, for example, that have no units. I think it will be a pretty good idea. Yeah, there we have it, we conquered the desert. But now I should probably stop expanding, since I have a lot of infamy. I don't really want to go above 50, cause then the British might want to kick me out of the customs union. And that would be horrible. Again, reforms at gunpoint. This time for census suffrage. Okay, sounds pretty good to me. Although we have less authority, so that means we'll have to lift some of the taxes. Poor laws have been enacted. Pretty nice. Now I could form this liberal government, maybe. Could be interesting. Because I could try to get cultural exclusion again. Maybe this time it will work. Oh my god, East India just became independent. I can't believe this. Are they gonna break up now? Or will they stay united? I don't know, just yet they are still in a war with Russia. Cultural exclusion just failed at 32%. That's extremely unfortunate. Well, what else can we do? I guess I could try to get guaranteed liberties. Okay, yes, and like I was expecting, India actually broke up. This could be huge for us. For example, this country, Indore, just appeared on the map. And they don't have any allies. So I could ask them to give me one of their states. And I don't really think they can stop me. Okay, now we got a piece of India as well. And this state is full of government administrations for some reason. I don't need that many of them. Okay, now I think I'll go for Baroda. Let's make sure we annex them as well. We expand our power in India. Guaranteed liberties have also been enacted. And let's actually invest in them a little bit more. Oh, look at that, Ethiopia formed as well. Now I guess I can try to go for some freedom of conscience. That was enacted pretty quickly. Okay, so now let's see what happened to the rest of the world. As you can see, both Britain and France are still in the process of colonizing Africa. France is a republic now, not a theocracy anymore. Kind of disappointing. But at least we have other cool stuff like the Roman Republic. Scandinavia formed as well. Austria-Hungary united South Germany. And the French have re-established the Confederation of the Rhine. And also conquered Albania. That's how North America looks like. Mexico did not have a good time. And South America is looking fairly normal. And Asia, oh my god, Asia, what happened here? Of course our country is all over the place, but other than that the British have also conquered a bunch of different places. India collapsed of course, and Transjordan became a country at some point for some reason. But anyway, let's go back to us. We started right here in Burundi, and we eventually made our way to everywhere across the Indian Ocean. So I would say that's a pretty big achievement. We have the 11th largest economy, but that's mostly because of the territories we conquered in India. And other than that, our standards of living and literacy are not really amazing, but at least we have a huge population, number 10 in the world. Again, mostly because of India. That's how our cultural statistics look like. Of course, full of Indians. But the small Rundi minority still holds most of the power. But what truly matters is that I managed to accomplish my goal of not playing in this region again. I played literally everywhere else. Anyway, those are all the laws I managed to pass. Those are my institutions. And that's the rest of the census data. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Victoria 3 A to Z. And I'll see you in the next one.